1984 is a classic dystopian novel written by George Orwell in 1949. It is considered one of the most important literary works of the 20th century and has had a profound influence on popular culture and political discourse. Here are some reasons why you should consider reading 1984. 1984 is a cautionary tale about the dangers of totalitarianism and how a government can control its citizens through manipulation and propaganda. It offers a warning about the dangers of authoritarianism and how it can erode our freedoms and liberties. The novel's themes are still relevant today, especially in the current political climate where government surveillance, censorship, and propaganda are still major issues. 1984 is a thought-provoking and intellectually stimulating read that challenges readers to think critically about the world they live in and the role of government in society. The novel has had a significant impact on popular culture and political discourse, influencing everything from music and film to political ideology. 1984 is a well-crafted and beautifully written work of literature that showcases Orwell's skill as a writer and his ability to convey complex ideas in a compelling and accessible way. Reading it can help you appreciate the art of storytelling and the power of language. Overall, 1984 is a must-read for anyone interested in politics, philosophy, and literature. It offers a powerful critique of totalitarianism and serves as a reminder of the importance of freedom, individuality, and the pursuit of truth. One of the most powerful scenes in 1984 is when the protagonist, Winston Smith, is taken to Room 101 by the Thought Police. Room 101 is a torture chamber where the party punishes and breaks its most rebellious citizens. In Room 101, the party forces prisoners to confront their deepest fears and anxieties, using them to control and manipulate the individual's mind. During the scene, Winston is subjected to a terrifying ordeal that involves his greatest fear: rats. The party threatens to release a cage of rats onto his face unless he betrays his love for Julia and pledges his loyalty to the party. This scene is a crucial turning point in the novel, as Winston's spirit is finally broken, and he becomes fully indoctrinated by the party. The scene is significant because it highlights the power of psychological manipulation and the human capacity for submission and obedience. It also shows the extent to which the party will go to maintain control over its citizens and the consequences of rebellion against totalitarianism. He was lying on something that felt like a camp bed, except that it was higher off the ground, and that he was not tied down, but lying on his back with his hands and feet in some complex kind of metal shackle. He tried to move his head and look around, but the effort was too great, and after a moment he closed his eyes again. "You are afraid," said O'Brien, watching his face, "that in another moment something is going to break. Your especial fear is that it will be your nose. If you are a man, Winston, you are the last man. Your kind is extinct. We are the inheritors. Do you understand that you are alone? You are outside history. You are non-existent." His manner changed, and he said more harshly, "And you consider yourself morally superior to us, with our lies and our cruelty?" "I am stronger than you are," said Winston. "Obedience is not enough. Unless he is suffering, how can you be sure that he is obeying your will and not his own? Power is not a means. It is an end. One does not establish a dictatorship in order to safeguard a revolution. One makes the revolution in order to establish the dictatorship. The object of persecution is persecution. The object of torture is torture. The object of power is power. Now do you begin to understand me?" Winston was struck, as he had been struck before, by the tiredness of O'Brien's face. It was as though his features had been burned and then scored with deep furrows, so that it was hard to look at him without thinking of pain. Nevertheless, he could not help feeling a twinge of panic.
Hi guys, and this button, subscribe on YouTube.